about the plans for 2021 when we talk to Mark and Mike from the Overtones, and they're here. Hello, good afternoon.
How you doing? You're right. Good to be here.
We're all good. We're all good. Now, listen, thank you very much for joining us. Happy 10th anniversary. Or is it? It's next year, I guess, isn't it?
Well, it's kind of officially this year, but obviously given the year that we've had, we did have lots of plans for this year. A couple of tours actually, and obviously new music, but we've had to push everything back to 2021. So we're super excited about celebrating our 10 years next year.
Everyone's had to put things back. It's been a difficult old year, hasn't it, really? But you know what? 2021 is going to be awesome. You've got a 10th anniversary tour next year, starting in November. We'll talk about the dates shortly. But you've come a long way in 10 years. And I mean, who knew? I mean, the first time I came across you was back in 2012, actually. I saw you on Rob Brydon's show with the now late Dame Barbara Windsor, serenading her. That's when I first noticed you, and my ears are pricked up when I listen to your harmonies. How did all that come together? You guys getting together? Was it a no-brainer that you lot were going to be good at what you did, or did you have to go and select really good singers? How did that work out?
I mean, we got together. London's a very big place, but the open mic circuit within London isn't particularly big. So you get to see the same faces when you're out on the circuit. Having a sing of a weekend, and we became friendly and decided to sing together. But it's a funny one, isn't it? Because I think we released the first album, and obviously we called it people were saying it was an overnight success, but obviously before that we were together about 4 years, so we said it was an overnight success, 4 years in the making. We worked really hard to get to the kind of level that we felt comfortable kind of introducing ourselves to the world with. So I mean, nothing was a no-brainer. It was all hard work, lots of rehearsals, lots of kind of holding each other to account, mate, you can be a bit louder there, maybe do that there, I could do this a bit better, or whatever, and that was kind of years of hard work before we even released an album. So an overnight success, 4 years in the making.
I mean, it's an amazing thing that you've been able to do, because you sing so well together. I mean, Mark, for you, I mean, is it easy now when you come to sing a song together? Do you just instantly know where someone's going?
Obviously, sort of 10 years later, we've definitely found our feet. And like Mike said, it's a lot of hard work initially. But we were kind of, even though it was sort of 4 years in the making, once we did get signed, we were kind of thrown in at the deep end. We were, really successful really quickly. We were really lucky boys to have our first album go platinum. And that meant a lot of gigs and a lot of traveling around the world and a lot of singing. So, we learned our craft on the job, I guess, even though obviously we came to the table with all the tools that we needed. But those first sort of formative years of the Overtones definitely helped us hone our craft, and we're all the better for it, really.
Absolutely. I mean, you've got those sharp suits as well. I mean, really, it went back to those 50s and 60s groups, boy groups, men groups, when they just looked fantastic, all in the same suits. Was that a plan back when you started to identify in that way?
Yeah. I guess we always knew that we were going to be releasing kind of vintage style music, but we always called it kind of like vintage pop, because we were always trying to kind of put a slightly modern twist on all these songs, all these kind of classic songs from yesteryear. And then when it came to kind of the outfits, we wanted to kind of pay homage to and respect what they used to do back in the day, while at the same time kind of bringing a bit of modern swag to it as well, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, you brought these songs to a new generation, of course, as well.
Absolutely.
Slant on it. You've changed the lineup, and we've got Jay, who joined you last year. You lost Lockie with that really deep voice as well, and he's gone off and done his own thing. And of course, we can't forget Timmy as well. God bless him. It must have been, a difficult time a couple of years ago when we last spoke, and since then, obviously, we've lost Timmy as well. How have you all gelled together since then? You've had to regroup in lots of ways, haven't you, since then?
Yeah, I think obviously. We were lucky to have each other really during that time, that very difficult time. It was such a shock, and like I say, we were lucky to have each other to sort of helped pull us through that really dark time for us. But the other thing that we did have was the music. Like, we'd already started an album with Timmy, and we all said, you know, we owe it to Timmy and to the band and to the fans to finish what we started, which is that was kind of the momentum we needed just to carry on, really.
And the legacy's there as well. I mean, what an amazing voice Timmy had as well. And looking to next year, you've got this big tour, and this is what you're good at. You're good at going to these wonderful venues like the Symphony Hall in Birmingham, where you're going to end up next year. Do you have any say where you go to? Do you get to choose the sort of venues you go to, or is that done for you?
I mean, we always, you know, a lot of our fans will always be like, "Oh, you're not coming near our area," and all this kind of stuff, and it's quite hard for us a lot of the time, because a lot of the time it's really out of our hands. It's about theatre, venue availability, things like that. You know, to an extent, we do have a little bit of a say in terms of what, you know, if we're desperate to get somewhere, you know, we can really push the promoter to kind of really help us out a little bit. But most of the time, it's like, you know, you get put where the availability allows. But I will say, this time round, the Birmingham Symphony Hall for us holds a really special place in our heart. Like, it's a magnificent venue, and it's always an incredible evening there. And when we've got the routing for next year's tour, it wasn't there. So we kind of jumped straight onto the phone with our promoter and just said, "Look, mate, like, you have to try and get the Symphony Hall in Birmingham in. You know, you have to try." And bless him, like, he was like, "Look, you know, everybody wants to go out on tour. There's theatre shows, there's orchestras, there's music acts. Because of the year we've just had, everybody wants to be out next year." So it was proven really difficult, but we were like, "Look, just pull out all the stops, pull in all the favors you can. You know, if we can get back in there, we can get back, like, it'd be incredible." And, you know, he's done a great job, because we are back at the Symphony Hall, and we couldn't be happier.
I mean, you are, and that's the 22nd of November. You've squeezed it in. I mean, you start your tour on the 9th of November. So it's you're doing the UK. Are you going around the world after that?
Well, for now, it's just the UK. Like Mike said, it's been so hard. Like, you know, it seems like everybody wants to go on tour next year for obvious reasons. So, but we are looking to, you know, to 2021 and beyond. So we'll be touring for a good few years yet.
Because at the end of last year, actually, we started kind of spreading our wings further out to the Middle East and the Far East. We did a bit of work out in Jakarta just before New Year. But obviously, all those kind of plans, they kind of, like with everything, as Mark just said, like, everything got scuppered. So, you know, we're kind of like, we've paused everything. We've moved it to 2021. So, you know, it's going to be a big, hard and full year for the Overtones next year.
And I'm hearing some new music in the offing next year as well, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been grafting this year with the intention of releasing new music this year, but obviously, you know, that wasn't to be. But we're so excited about you know, releasing a new album. I can say that next year, can't I?
Wow. Well, you just have.
Yeah, just have. So yeah, new music, and obviously we'll be performing all that new music on our new tour. So it's going to be an amazing party at the end of next year, which we all need.
Will this tour be a generic music tour? Because in the past you've just concentrated on your Christmas shows, which have been superb. Is this sort of the best of the Overtones?
You know, look, what we're saying basically is if you imagine a group like us, they'd have 10 years in the industry, and they'd say, "Oh, you know, this is the greatest hits." You know, we didn't want to just do like a normal kind of generic greatest hits thing. So what we're doing is we're creating an album, and then obviously a live tour that, what we say, is celebrates the past, the present, and the future of the Overtones. So there's going to be music that you've heard before in a slightly different way, but then there's going to be brand new music as well. So, you know, it's obviously we're going out a little bit earlier than Christmas this year. You know, we've turned into a bit of a Christmas staple, but again, availability, everybody wants to be out all the way through the year. We try to get as close to Christmas as we can. We're going into December a little, so that I think we probably will kind of be adding some Christmas spirit to the show towards maybe the end of November into December. But, you know, we say a generic tour, but it's going to be a very special tour because it really is going to be a huge celebration of 10 years of the Overtones.
It's an amazing feat, and long may you continue as well. We're looking forward to the 20th anniversary and so on and so forth. I can't wait for your new music as well, and it's going to be fantastic. And good luck with everything else that you're doing. And both of you, maybe Christmas as well. It's not too early to do that.
Merry Christmas to you. It's not. Do you know what? Who feels Christmassy? Like, we're really trying. My wife and I are really trying to start feeling Christmassy. It's tough, right?
Well, we've got some tinsel. We've got some tinsel here in the studio. That's about the extent of our Christmasness.
I hope you don't mind me saying, but that tinsel's pathetic.
Yeah, I agree. The head of tinsel is going to be sacked. Let's have words. Listen, in the meantime, I'm going to play. I've got to say a little prayer here, and I love the way you do this as well. And we're going to play that for you. Listen, thank you both for being on. You are true stars. Love the hat. Love the hat as well, Mark. Mike, sorry, it looks fantastic. Thanks for coming on, and good luck with the tour, and happy 10th anniversary.
Bless you. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Thank you.